Welcome to More Than a Song, where you get a chance to experience great music in an intimate concert setting. I'm Denise Graves, and today we'll feature the Grey Havens. Husband and wife duo Dave and Licia Radford feature a pop folk sound with an imaginative treatment of faith. They have a knack for creating a listening experience similar to paging through your favorite book. Their newest release, Ghost of a King, brings you into the mystery of God. Here they are performing at Cornerstone Studios.
Well, a soul's had desire, then a fire that we finally found. Yet in darkness and cold, if you hold it, it'll never go out. Then we stumbled on some treasure and started digging underground. Whoa. When we laid down the flame, we didn't notice when the fire went out. And now we're going down. We started with soul, now we're chasing diamonds and gold. Let's throw them into the night. They'll say we're crazy, that's fine. They'll say we're out of our mind. We'll tell them alright. If the world is all we got, then alright, but it's not. Do what you want, just remember diamonds and gold, and so they fight. It was dark, it was cold, having gold couldn't stop the night. It turns out treasure only shimmers and glimmers when it's under a fire. So we tried to relight and find a way to ignite it. Nothing satisfied it till we let it all go to the floor. And with the gold on the ground, we heard the beautiful sound of the spark in the flame and the roar. Started with soul, now we're chasing diamonds and gold. Let's throw them into the night. They'll say we're crazy, it's fine. They'll say we're out of our mind. We'll tell them alright. If the world is all we got, then alright, but it's not. Do what you want, just remember diamonds and gold, and so they fight. Take it back to the soul, yeah, burning with the fire that we felt before. Take it back to desire, let it bloom, let it grow. If it's on top of the moon, take it higher. Take it back to the soul, yeah, burning with the fire that we felt before. Take it back to desire, let it bloom, let it grow. If it's on top of the moon, take it higher. Started with soul, now we're chasing diamonds and gold. Throw them into the night. Say we're crazy, it's fine. They say we're out of our mind. We'll tell them alright. If the world is all we got, then alright, but it's not. Do what you want, just remember diamonds and gold, and so they fight. Ghost of a king on the road when I first fell. Fire burning to my knees I fell. Met a ghost of a king on a road. Words of fire. He said, you are a lonely soul with a heart of stone. It aches against your thirsty bones. Such a lonely soul. Said I can show you what can save you, but we need to go where no chariot can take you, where the river meets the sand. There is water there that can quench your thirsty bones and make you well. Make you well. So I followed the ghost of a king with every step. I tried to see beyond the trace of the riverside, but restlessness was my prize. And then we came upon a golden shore, but the voice of fire wasn't coming from a ghost no more. My heart of stone came alive when my eyes were opened up, and I saw that I had come where no chariot can take you, where the river meets the sand. There is water there that can quench your thirsty bones and make you well, make you well. So I knelt beside the river and I drank until I died. But something in the water must have brought me back. It brought me back to life, where no chariot can take you, where the river meets the sand. There is water there that can quench your thirsty bones and make you well, make you well.
The Grey Havens owe their name to J.R.R. Tolkien's seaport in Middle-earth, where the traveler sets sail towards a distant holy shore. Recently, the couple sat down with Terry Black to get a glimpse of their story.
Dave and Licia, we're so glad. You know, you're the very first couple that I've been able to talk with for more than a song. Yes, so I'm so glad you're here.
We're honored to take the first spot.
Yeah, thank you.
And I also am intrigued. For our family, we may not know too much about you. And one of the things I had a question about is Grey Havens, the name. What does that represent?
We funded our first album on Kickstarter. And we made the record, and we're about 2 weeks away, or 2 or 3 weeks away from printing the physical copies, and we didn't have a band name. And so originally we called ourselves, we were just starting out at a coffee shop, we called ourselves Subjects and Heralds as a band name, okay? So
it was a reference from a book that we really liked at the time.
But anyway, it was a horrible name because we couldn't remember it.
Like,
so
we couldn't even remember it.
So we introduced ourselves as we're Subjects and Heralds, and at the end of the night, people were coming up, what are you called again? So we thought, this is horrible. We got a course correct, and so we reached out to our Kickstarter backers and said, we don't have a band name, you know, what should we call ourselves? We like the Lord of the Rings. We like this Chronicles of Narnia. We like these thinkers. And the Grey Havens came back as a suggestion for an idea. And it comes from...
I'm so glad you're telling me this, because I don't know.
Yeah, so it comes from, it's the very last chapter in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So in The Return of the King, if you want to get really nerdy. So at the end of that book, the main characters, some of the main characters, sail off from the Grey Havens, which is a seaport, to what is essentially the elven version of heaven.
I remember that. So that tells me that your music is sort of like a place of respite for folks, that they can come and they can.
Nerdy, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean that it's nourishing.
Yeah.
And so let's now talk about your song, because you're storytellers for obviously not. I mean, you know, like we talked about, like some of the Phil Keaggy, that's who I sort of grew up with. But now my children, who are in their 20s, that's where you are, you're speaking and you're singing to my children's generations. So what gets your songs? Like, what motivates you with your music?
Well, so the songwriting process is I write some of the music and start on the words, and I'll bring it to Licia and say, is this any Does this have any
Okay.
potential?
Ups or
I
down?
give the up or down. It's usually up.
Yeah.
I just
So-
tell him, this is what I think about when you sing that, or this
Yeah.
is what it makes me feel, and
Right.
and then
Okay.
he kind of.
I take it from there. But the actual why to the why do I write story approach to lyrics is I think that there's something about story that gets to the heart in a backdoor way that's just quicker than a straight up, this is what I'm trying to say to you, as
Right.
opposed to, I mean, Jesus does this a lot in the Gospels of when he's trying to get a point across, he doesn't tell them the point. Oftentimes, he tells them the story, and he doesn't even tell them the point of the story. Sometimes he just leaves them to think about it, and to his disciples, he'll say, "Well, I'm going to tell you what I really meant." So I think we have a storytelling model in Jesus, and just for my own self personally, and stories that we've read and kind of share a bond over, like The Lord of the Rings and other books, have been shaping to who we are and how we think about things, and so there's a special element to storytelling that I like.
And you definitely do. Like, you have a new project out called, Ghost of the King.
Ghost of a King, you
Ghost
got
of
it.
the King. And I listened to it and I thought, this is an incredible kind of story. But you want to share with how that came about?
So the actual title track of the record is called Ghost of a King, and that is, again, it's not, so the straight ahead, here's what I had to say in this song is, here's how you become born again.
Okay.
You believe in Jesus by
Sure.
faith, and the Holy Spirit
Brings you there.
brings you there.
Right.
So, but the actual story in the song is a little bit more cryptic. It's a little bit more subliminal. It's a little bit more painting a landscape of this playing itself out in a narrative.
Absolutely, and it is. Your music are narratives, and your harmonies are awesome.
Thank you.
My question now: why Christian music? What is of all the genres? Why Christian music?
You know, I think Dave has just written what's been on his heart and mind, and it's been primarily, not only, but primarily Christians that have been listening to it, and so that's sort of who we've been writing for more and more.
But you speak out of your own faith, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not necessarily a Christian genre is hard to define in a certain sense. We're Christians, we are musicians, and that the message of the gospel and what it is to live the world with a Christian worldview works itself into our lyrics. And so I feel like it would be, everybody in a certain sense is preaching or telling what's most important to them as individuals, whether they're Christians or whether they're not, or anything else. And so whatever's most important to somebody eventually works itself into their lyrics, and that's just what's happening with us.
Well, and it's profound. It makes people listen. I'm sure our folks cannot wait to hear you sing
Tonight, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I have some funny things. I know you were a contestant on American Idol, number 5. I used to watch it all the time. So congratulations
Thank
to
you.
you. You were in the top 20, did you say?
Yeah, top 20.
That's
yeah.
pretty cool. And Licia, you told me a fun fact that you were named after one of Michael W. Smith's songs. Okay, right?
It's true. It's true.
Another fact, before we got married, her name was just Licia Keys. So all her life she had almost the singer's name of Alicia Keys.
Oh, wow.
The first day of school, of course, everyone is asking me, so you must play piano, right? And you must sing. And I really didn't do much singing at all until I became Licia Radford.
So
and
it's kind of,
Dave kind of taught me how. But
yeah, the name change happened too late.
So what's next for y'all?
So in this, coming up in the fall, we're actually bringing the album to life on the stage, doing 15 shows where we're doing a full band, and we're inviting different string ensembles from colleges across the country to join us on stage for the night of the concert, and what amounts to about 10 to 15 people playing through the record straight through. And so, yeah, it's going to be called the Ghost of a King Tour. We're actually playing 3 shows in Pennsylvania,
Oh,
in Grove City and Geneva and York.
okay.
And so Grove City College, Geneva College, and a church in York.
Well, that sounds exciting
Yeah.
to y'all.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun to get to know you and meet
Yeah,
you. And,
thank you.
and I am going to watch, I'm going to get a chance to watch what you're singing today. I'm
Tonight,
excited.
yeah.
Thank you.
I told you I was on your side. I told you I would never hide. So you can put your hand in mine, 'cause I'll be keeping by your side. I'll love you till the stars turn cold. And I'll love you like this ring I hold. Yes, around it goes, the circle never knows the end of the line, and so you will find with our love. This love is a band of gold. When the fire's burning and when the embers feel cold. So when I hold you in my arms, I hope you know this love is a band of gold. I'm never getting over you. I never will be over you. Yes, I threw away the key that bound my heart to yours, to the bottom of the sea. I don't need it anymore. No, there's no turning back for us. There's only moving forward. This love is a band of gold. When the fire's burning and when the embers feel cold. So when I hold you in my arms, I hope you know this love is a band of gold. And the stars come and cover up the moon. They may steal away the starry skies we knew, but they can't take away what's true. I belong, and I still belong. I belong to you. This love is a band of gold. When the fire's burning and when the embers feel cold. So when I hold you in my arms, I hope you know that this love is a band of gold. It's a band of gold. Thank you. There is a far kingdom a ways from here, beyond the storm and the sea. There will be no need of darkness and none for tears when that far kingdom I see. There's a river we will know, ever clear and ever full, from the fount that overflows in the light of the King. And when we drink it, we will find that this joy ever full will ever rise, and it'll rise on in the kingdom. In the kingdom, there is a far kingdom, on the other side of the glass, and by a faint light we see. Still there is more gladness, longing for the sight than to behold or be filled by anything. There's a river we will know, ever clear and ever full, from the fount that overflows in the light of the King. And when we drink it, we will find that this joy ever full will ever rise, and it'll rise on in the kingdom, in the kingdom. There is a far kingdom there at the end of the sea, where they know my name. Until that far, far kingdom calls me home, oh, my soul life will wait. For the river we will know, ever clear and ever full, from the fount that overflows in the light of the King. And when we drink it, we will find that this joy ever full will ever rise, and it'll rise on in the kingdom, in the kingdom, and it'll rise on in the kingdom, in the kingdom. Got one more song for you guys. And just thank all of you for coming out, and especially all of you at home listening. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
This will be a version of the song called Train Station. There's a train station inside of this train, for the people go to try and escape. And with anxious eyes we stand in line, till the cold ground shakes to tell us it's time for the trains. Yes, it's time for the trains to stop. Some were steel and some were gold, and each conductor raved. They shouted, buy your tickets, save your souls. But one conductor sang, and he shouted, yo, come follow me. I'll buy your tickets and don't pay your fees, 'cause I know what you cost. Believe me, without this train you will be lost. So the rich men laughed and they walked away, but the poor ones felt that they should stay. So they told all of their friends.
Thank you for joining us for More Than a Song. We would love to hear from you. Contact us at family@ctbn.org or call us and we'll pray with you for the Holy Spirit to move on your behalf. Until next time, keep looking for the message behind the music and listen for the new songs He sings over you. I'm Denise Graves, and I'll see you next week.
So he drew a picture on the ground. The stone moved just like sand. He said, throw your tickets on the floor.